Hello, chat. We're live. Let's go. Let me just, T-Dreads, do you mind if I quickly kind of summarize the stream for my own chat? Okay, you can do that at the same time. I'll just deafen. Okay, so what's gonna happen is basically, I've got a bunch of really cool FNaF theorists here today, and you might have noticed that a while ago I released me and T-Dreads released a Google form to submit your theory ideas. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to take the theories that you submitted and we're going to do a court of law situation with them where we're going to evaluate them with like a prosecutor or a defendant and all that kind of stuff. So, we'll get into the rules when we start our first like court case, but basically if you know anything about how a court functions, that's pretty much all you need to know. Prosecutor attacks, defense defends, defendant is there to represent the theory. You chat or the jury, and there's a judge who decides the final outcome. So, yeah. T-Dreads, do the honors. Get us started. Ooh. Wait, hold up. My chat says they can't hear you. I'm gonna try to figure that out. Give me a second, chat. I'll fix the situation. Hold up. We're working on it. No, I won't. I'm busy with my own stream. Okay, guys, speak. Speak of. Say things. Okay. For some reason, you guys are not making noise on my thing. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm on Streamlabs. What? Hmm. Hold up. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna deafen for a little bit. Yep. Okay, chat, I'm gonna try to figure this out. Bear with me. I haven't streamed in like 2 months. I'm sorry. So basically they're just gonna... They're preparing the things. We'll get there. Sigh. This has happened to me before. I remember this happening to me while I was doing FNaF back with ID's Fantasy. That was an issue. Okay, you should be able to hear them now. Tell me, chat, tell me if you hear them.
Can you hear me, chats?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
You should be back.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can you
At
hear
least
me? Hello.
The
Can you
audio's
hear me?
appearing
Just
on OBS.
just to verify as a witness, if I'm called up, I need to defend this theory no matter what it is.
No, you can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Can't wait to spend my 60 seconds as a witness to just advertise
go.
the plushie and not talk about the theory at all.
You guys want to own one of Ryto's cats?
Right?
Oh my god.
I would.
I'm selling him
Oh,
for
no.
real and not for fake.
Okay.
God.
Can we get started? Because I was on deafen and I didn't
Yes,
hear what
yep.
you were talking about.
You're
I have
set, yeah, you're all
optimally
good.
set up the stream. Transform, flip horizontal. All right, optimal. All right, we're on our correct spots
Okay.
now.
We're all set.
Yes. Alrighty. Reveal the theory, Unwithered.
I'm so worried.
So this theory is puppet victim.
Oh my
So
god.
a great start. So, as we're all aware, FNAF 4 is the most broken of all the games in the series, lore-wise. It's something that nobody has figured out to this day. We know that huge changes were made in Sister Location, and that we never really understood the original intention of FNAF 4, and regardless, it doesn't matter what that was. So Puppet Victim immediately raises some eyebrows, I'm sure, in the crowd and the jury, because obviously in FNAF 2, we're introduced to the Save Him minigame. Now, the Save Him minigame is interesting because we've got a kid outside the back crying, and then Purple Guy pulls up and kills this kid. And obviously in the FNAF 4, we have the kid going to the hospital and seemingly dying in the hospital, right? That's what we're aware of the story being.
Yes.
However, what I will tell you is that there is a lot of evidence within FNAF 4, a black and white striped shirt on the crying child. Obviously, the fact that they're crying, the fact that in the ending minigame, we've got the puppet in the same position as in the FNAF 3, happiest day, like glitchy Easter eggs. I think what this game was trying to tell us was that Save Him was actually about the Golden Freddy spirit, and that this game is about the puppet. And that's why there's connections to Happiest Day, because the puppet is sharing their memory and trying to undo everything. And basically we have the inverse of those minigames, and we were being misled. This also ties into the Silver Eyes and the way those games are presented, or the way those books are presented, with the whole switcheroo death of the brother and the sister. We think it's one thing, and then it turns out to be the other. This is sort of giving us an insight into how Scott was thinking around this time. And finally, we've got the FNAF 4 box. Obviously, that intention changed over time, and Scott has said as much. I think that box resembles very similarly a puppet's trunk, basically a chest where traveling puppet performers would keep their marionette. And it's got these two locks on it, so you've got this idea of the Golden Freddy and the puppet being linked. So we've got all these kind of multiple ideas going on here, but I think that the resemblance that shares with a puppet chest was supposed to be that when we open it up, we find out that the crying child the whole time was actually the puppet.
And you're saying at the time, right? At the time of FNAF 4?
Oh, at the time. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, this is not anymore, Chad. Just so you know, he's saying that at the time of FNAF 4,
not anymore, right now.
Was by Victim. You have 2.5 minutes.
Still? Oh, great. Okay. Great. Okay, awesome. So obviously we've got the My Grandfather Clock is the name of the puppet's like music sting. What do we hear every night in the crying child's dreams, which is what I'm going to propose that those original intention was of FNAF 4. Those are a grandfather clock going off in the house of the crying child. We've got that connection with it. And who takes over in the Halloween update? Who is the one final entity that we go up against? Who replaces Golden Freddy?
Wait, I'm fighting you. Never mind. You suck.
We've got Nightmare Own taking over the position of Golden Freddy, or of the Nightmare Freddy. So I think there's a lot of interesting evidence. We've got a lot of back and forth, going on with Scott's intentions around the time. But I think he realized that it was too confusing. There was 2 bites now. Everything was going crazy. And so he decided to go in the direction that he went with the Silver Eyes and reveal that actually the one that died was this girl named Charlie, rather than being this boy who was, related to Afton and Michael. So that's my puppet theory. That's my puppet victim theory. I'm going through the evidence here. I'm trying to see if anyone else, if they presented anything else in what you sent me. I mean, CC. Where would Scott get the name for Charlie? Charlie
Chimley.
Quit while you're ahead.
I don't think. Can I quit before my time? I think I've said everything I want to say. If you want,
you can. Yeah.
All right. That's what I want to say.
All right. Let me think here.
You've had the time to think.
All right,
get on it.
All right. Objection. Because if save them is meant to be about, or not save them, if fucking
Save him.
did you say? All right, did you say it was save them
Save him,
or
save
the
him.
kid trapped outside? Save him.
Kid trapped
If
outside,
save him
yeah.
is supposed to be about Golden Freddy, why does the puppet mask appear when the kid dies? And then also, right, since Withered is the judge, he doesn't get to weigh in on this, which means I can go Bite Victim Receiver all the way to Tuesday and back. Because I think that Bite Victim was always supposed to be represented by Golden Freddy in some way because of the layout of FNaF 4, as well as those FNaF 3 Happiest Day tables and what the minigames represent and what we've come to know Happiest Days represent over the course of the series, right? Because you have this event that went horribly wrong in this kid's life at a birthday party where 4 people wearing masks of the animatronics are bullying him and he ends up dying on his birthday. And then in Happiest Day, you have a kid represented by a Golden Freddy mask who is able to experience a version of this terrible event that is fixed, similar to how Scott later went on to correct Happiest Days for Millie and Andrew, right? Where he takes him into like a nice memory. So I think because of that the Bite Victim was always supposed to be Golden Freddy spirit, and that it was a red herring by Scott to make him look so much like the puppet. That's actually all I have to say. So
A short rebuttal.
What happens now?
Yeah, you get one objection. Go ahead. You get one objection. He gets one objection.
Okay, fair.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I got an objection?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I
Go for it.
object to you cursing on the stand. No swearing on the stand. Be professional. That's my objection.
That's your objection. You said you had a short rebuttal. What was that?
No, I thought no. Yours was a short rebuttal.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were short. Okay. All right. Do you want to call in a witness or no? Do you want to just let it go?
Yeah, I'm gonna call Gibby to the stand.
You're throwing.
Do
Alright,
I have
Gibby,
to physically
Gibby.
move over to the stand, or I just stay here?
No,
behind
no.
the
You
witness?
can just say where you can just say where
Okay.
you are.
I'm gonna lean
Alright,
behind, in front of Ride Toast a little bit to get closer to the mic. Sorry.
All right. All right.
Oh, sorry. Let me excuse.
So,
let me excuse-
okay, thank you. Ooh, shuffle a little. As you guys know, I was a witness. I actually went into the household depicted in FNaF 4 and looked around. I was in there on that dreadful day, and I happened to notice that the sister's room is actually empty. And when I looked at that, I thought to myself, why would Scott Cawthon have made the sister's room empty unless the sister was supposed to be a character that maybe we already knew had died? FNaF 4 came out well after the original Silver Eyes would have already been written. It wouldn't come out for another couple months, but it was definitely written by then. And I think that Scott Cawthon likes to remix and rematch a lot of things that he does across mediums within the franchise. And so I believe that by the time of FNaF 4, Save Him had already been retconned to be Charlie, and that the sister in FNaF 4, whose room we go into, is Charlie. Because in the original incarnation of FNaF 4, the crying child and Foxy Bro are not William Afton's kids. William Afton doesn't exist anymore. Purple Guy is just a random guy in the back room. The empty sister's room that we see is the victim of the Save Him but now Save Her minigame, is Golden Freddy. And that
The
leaves
witness doesn't have
crying
to defend
child
my
to
argument.
be the puppet. This
No,
is what
no,
I've
no,
seen.
we
This
said-
is just what I've seen in the building.
We said the witness could say whatever.
Oh, I forgot. No, I know, I forgot totally. So I just using my own arguments against
Yeah,
me.
you
No.
threw.
I threw so hard.
All right, chat. The poll is started. The poll is started.
Oh, I'm
And
voting.
we'll give it like a minute, and then we
Oh.
will go to
Oh.
Withered Circle.
No.
Oh, give me
Oh.
a second. I should probably make a
Hold
poll.
It's
on.
time.
Withered.
I'll make the poll. I'll make the
On
poll.
Withered. Vote for
Let's
On
go.
Withered.
No.
What? You were helping me. What?
Hold up, Chad. I'm making the poll.
Oh no, guys, come on.
So
Alright,
do
30
I put-
seconds left?
I'm
30
not-
seconds left, chat.
I'm
Yes,
not
I'm
making
saying-
a
I'm saying CC was originally supposed to be Sammy. Some people, Gibby victim.
Gibby victim. Perfect. Guys, I'm not gonna make a FNAF 2 reboot if you don't vote for me. So
Vote for On
200
Withered.
viewers. Holy peak. 200 live viewers. This is my Lord of the
two
Rings
viewers
trilogy.
just vote for me. I made the best argument.
no, please.
This man
5,
yapped for almost
4,
5 straight
3,
minutes
2,
and didn't miss.
1. All right. All right.
No!
Withered Circle.
This
The
is
jury is
unjust.
on my side.
Well, in
You
my
argued
stream,
against me.
in my
I just
stream,
said facts. I don't know what you're
T-Dreads,
talking
I
about.
have a rebuttal on my stream on Withered one. What do we do
You're
about
the
that?
judge.
Yeah, I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to
your
do.
stream on Withered one?
Oh.
Oh shit.
By how
Oh
many votes?
shit. Oh,
By how
that's
many?
tough.
Yeah. What's the percentages? What's the percentages?
We've
Okay,
got
mine, well, I
18
think
votes.
I don't know.
18 votes, and
Go ahead,
then
what did you
Wither's
have?
winning with like
What did you
55.
have? Okay, I had 55 as well.
Oh,
Shit! I had 55 too.
So you had
Rock,
18
paper,
votes,
scissors.
right?
Rock,
So,
paper, scissors.
We have 79.
Rock, paper, scissors? Oh.
Yo,
think
somewhat.
still
Thanks for the
wins based
10.
on
I
that.
appreciate
T-Dread-
it.
I had
by numbers.
I had 80 votes.
FNaF 2 reboot canceled live.
No.
Yeah. Damn. Sorry,
Do we
guys.
say the
I was
puppet
enjoying
victim
working
is
on it, but-
based or mid?
No, mid.
Mid.
Where-
Mid.
All right, it's up to you, Withered Circle. Was puppet victim true or not at the time? What do you think?
No, it wasn't true. I don't think it was true.
I'll let the judge do it. Since the chat couldn't come to a consensus, I'll let you decide.
That's a good way of doing
you
it,
think-
yeah.
Give me a second. Give me
Do
a
you think
second.
it was actually? Let's go!
No.
1-0. 1-0.
Damn. All right. Fair enough. Good arguments.
No, I feel bad for you. That was bad. That was tough on me.
Oh, I mean, of all the things to come up, it's literally like something we were talking about yesterday that I completely disagree with.
Yeah.
They'll hear that
I was
on the
like,
podcast
oh,
later.
so funny.
Oh, they
Alright.
will.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Now, chat, we're going back to the to spin it and see who will be the next rolls.
Okay.
Withered,
And I'm setting up my
and
poll again.
also
But yeah, somewhat dweeb. Thanks for the $10. I appreciate it a lot.
just for
Also,
the
you didn't need to
attorney
pay
will be-
money. Yeah, you didn't need to pay money. There's
I'm
a
not
Google
the-
form.
Oh wait, I'm fine with that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm the attorney this round.
Okay, interesting.
What are you saying?
I said interesting.
Okay, I'm the attorney this round. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I have nothing to say. Go ahead, man.
Speak.
I already spoke my shit. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Oh shit. Rye Toast is the prosecutor. Oh man.
You just ended yourself.
All right. The judge will be Withered again.
I don't want to be the judge.
Withered judge.
I don't want to be the judge.
All right. Do you want to? I can spin again if you want.
Okay.
Okay. I'll spin it. Well, that means you have to be a witness. That means you're a witness.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Gibby's the judge.
Oh yeah. Don't know what I'm doing, but
Okay.
I got this.
We'll find out.
All right,
Okay,
we're
I'm
witnesses, okay.
I'm the attorney. All right.
I don't care
Now
what the
let's-
theory is. I'm not good at being right. I'm good at arguing. So I'm in.
Okay. All right. I have to go to theory number 105 on the list. So let me go find that.
Just wait
and
till you
we'll
get
begin.
mimic inflation and then.
Right, I just have to disprove it. That's an easy. That's light work.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
It's gonna suck
Yeah,
if the
that's the-
theory comes in and it's just something unambiguously true.
FNaF 2 is a prequel.
Yeah.
Chad, we're closing submissions for the form. The form is closed.
All right. You are the judge, Mr. Gibson. And then Withered is the witness. I have to make him face the other direction. Then along with Unwithered, the two Withereds.
The Withered Brothers.
Oh shit, what am I doing?
Let's go. Okay. Spin that number.
Unwithered, your model's like so perfectly hidden. Behind like all the assets that I have. Oh my lord. Alright, I got him. Alright, good. Alright, saved. Okay. Let's see what theory I have to do. Number 105.
Cute alien lol XD. Andrew, the one you should not have killed, is not hated. It's actually true because Cassidy does not exist, and
Yeah.
Andrew Line is the only canon thing.
I prefer to
That's so
say
true.
Andrew Toysink.
Andrew Toyson. I see nothing.
Watching you
All
rearrange
right.
these sprites live is so funny.
I'm doing my best, man. Oh, that's a lot of text.
Oh,
Narrow
great.
Ravens here. DDOMCQs I needed.
I'm just gonna start
MCI
pronouncing all
Mangle.
of this shit as a word. Yeah, Dodonk.
What the hell happened to Rye Toast? Get over there.
What's that?
Lefty guy.
Oh.
Old man consequences? Who's with
Yeah,
DD like
DD, like DD
the-
the Fisher
the
girl
loon
from,
doy?
MCI
Yes.
Mangle. Oh, okay.
The
So
loon
you're going
doy.
easy on me today.
How dare you? All right, let me flip horizontal, and then you go over to prosecutor. Oh my god, this is the worst setup ever. All right, it's peak. Never mind. I fixed it. Okay.
I don't even have to prepare anything. I just have to listen to you talk and
Yeah,
relay
yeah,
every
yeah.
word
You-
that comes
Same,
out of
You
your
just
same.
have
mouth.
to listen to me
Huge.
speak. All right. Here we go. Okay. Listen, in FNaF 2, Mangle is advertised in like a broken state, right? As a take apart, put together attraction. But the building's only been around for like 2 weeks, and it's still advertising its grand reopening in the first newspaper. Now, Phone Guy even says that the maintenance crew got tired of putting the Mangle back together, right? It's oddly fast to just abandon that new animatronic if it's only been around for 2 weeks. If they're like, okay, well, we have this Mangle animatronic. Kids have been taking it apart for like 10 days. Oh, we're done. Usually should be happening for longer than that. Now, the Mangle toy in FNaF 4 is way bigger than the other little toys that girl has in the playground. And it includes actual metallic and gray pieces and like the little endoskeleton head, right? Which is about the same size as the toys on the playground, or the head on that thing alone. Now, FNaF 4 is even earlier for Mangle to be like mangled in merchandise, right? That shouldn't happen until FNaF 2. So if these pieces of merch are supposed to accurately represent the characters, it makes no sense that it would look like that at that time. Now, in FNaF World, the fixed Mangle is called Funtime Foxy and carries a confusingly similar design to actual Funtime Foxy in the sister location bunker. Right? And that Foxy should have been built right after the MCI, around the time. So, as Hand Unit says, Freddy's was successful and the stage was set for like circus babies, implying there wasn't a new Freddy's at the time to compete with it. And after FNaF 2, the FNaF 1 location was already in the works to be rebuilt, but just failed because of bankruptcy. And so the Funtime branding was present for sister location. And essentially, apparently what this amazing client I have is saying is that Mangle is haunted because it was in the MCI location and the agony possessed it.
It was so
Oh,
good.
this is a rough one.
I was digging it actually. I kind of liked where it was going, but no.
Yeah.
You're on.
But anyway, it's also so basically Mangle is possessed by the souls of the MCI kids through Molten MCI because it was originally Funtime Foxy, but that same thing that was Funtime Foxy eventually gets transformed into Mangle, but it just gets beaten down and battered over time. Okay.
Put me in, coach.
Are you gonna betray? Are you gonna betray me?
No, I'm not gonna betray you.
Oh, you're calling a witness before I even. All right.
No. I'll let Rye go. I'll let Rye go. I think this is the meta. All right, Rye, just prove me.
So I've gone fishing for quite some time, but I've never heard a Gish Gallop this bad. Sense realistically, you were building a temple of red just to end it with a topper of blue. My guy has sat here for about 2 minutes going, all right, 2 + 2 + 2 equals apple. You had a great build up.
I'm
to
crying.
a different theory. And then out of nowhere, come in with, so it's possessed by the MCI agony. I just have one question for you. When do you think sister location happens? Not year. You don't have to say year. Just between the MCI, FNaF 2, and FNaF 1. With those 3 games in mind, where do you place sister location?
The defendant would say that sister location happens right after the original MCI. Like after the original MCI happens, but before the other 2 games, before FNaF 1 and FNaF 2.
So your claim then, sorry, the defendant's claim. I don't want to personally attack you, fellow.
I'm just the attorney. I'm just an attorney.
Yeah. So the defendant's claim then is that the MCI occurred. I just want to make sure I get your defendant's version of the facts correct here.
Yeah.
The missing child incident occurred. Then all of the remnant from those animatronics was melted and put into the Fun Times. And then, after Circus Baby's Closes Never Opens, Funtime Foxy alone is reused for FNAF 2.
That would appear to be what the case file says. Yes.
I'll allow
All
it.
right. I got you. So, two things. One, in response to what your question about sister location, Rye, the year or the placement of sister location in the game itself is unimportant because all we need to know is that the character of Funtime Foxy exists within Fazbear Entertainment lore. So the character of Funtime Foxy can exist before the remnant is melted down pre-MCI. So
Objection,
the sister
we're
location...
linking one mangle across all of this.
No. We're just taking the character name. We're just
You don't get
taking
to
the
say
name.
overruled. Settle down.
Judge, we need order in this house.
You also, I
We
think
can-
legally you can't object to a witness also, but
Oh, I didn't know that.
You can't just say no, you're wrong.
Jury will disregard prosecutor's statement. Witness continue.
We're not saying that the Mangle animatronic is the same physical one from sister location, only that the name is reused or is the predecessor to sister location's version of that character, in the same way that you've got like a Rockstar Foxy and you've got like a toy, a Bonnie or whatever. You can have a different version of the same character. So
that's a
Funtime
fine
Foxy
argument.
is
But
in
what does that
different...
have to do with MCI Mangle?
So I'll tell you what. So in the minigame Save Them, the Mangle is the only character which moves around as an 8-bit sprite. And what is the name of that character's sprite? It's He Was Here, implying that the Mangle is A, sentient, and B, is aware enough of who William is to remember him and say that he has returned.
I need to be fired. Holy shit.
Rest my case. As a witness.
Now, I will say you've presented possibly the most compelling evidence so far stated. I am a big
Google
enough
is
man to
broken.
admit that. I say barely peeking over this prosecutor stand.
Can someone get him a stool?
A booster seat, please.
Yeah.
I'll
Get him
give
5
give a
booster
booster
seats.
seat real quick.
Before I make
give
my
a
next
booster seat.
claim, I do need a point of clarification. Your defendant's claim of MCI Mangle. Are you saying that Mangle is just one of the possessed animatronics involved in the MCI, or that the whole of the MCI possession is within Mangle?
Just one of, not the whole of the MCI. The other animatronics are obviously possessed.
My question then has to go back to, if the injection of the Fun Times took place pre-FNAF 2, which is what this is claiming, according to you,
My defendant.
why, according to the defendant, why do the Wizards still exist? Should they have not been, mostly at least, more than what we see, melted down and injected? Or did he only take like 3 pieces from each of them and call it a day?
I would argue that they are withered because of what he does. They're withered because he destroys them and takes parts.
So all of the MCI remnant, according to you, your defendant, all of the MCI remnant is housed within like the faceplate of Bonnie and the arms of Chica and nothing else?
No, just enough to make a result in a live creature that is unintelligent and not very like capable of acting as independent as the other animatronics do.
Furthermore, if
It's
Sister Location
animalistic.
takes place before FNAF 2, how was any of Funtime Foxy recovered? That's an Ennard.
No, it's not. No,
The
it's
shell's
not.
actually in the scoop room.
The shell's in the scooper room.
Oh wait a minute. Oh,
Only the exoskeleton. And
the
Mangle
parts.
is frankly
yeah, true.
only endoskeleton.
True. I didn't say
yeah.
after sister location though. I said it would be parts of it. I said it would be parts after it gets made, not after Michael goes there.
Ladies and
Not
gentlemen
after
of the
Michael goes
jury,
there. It would be after. Hold on. I have like 30 more seconds. It would be after. It would be way before sister location of the game actually happens. That this creature is made.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I've been arguing against is a charlatan wearing sheep's clothing.
My God.
Multiple times throughout this case, dates have changed mid-sentence. And I just rest you with, while my prosecution may be lackluster, the reason being is the facts that I am prosecuting change within every breath.
Because there's so many evidence points and it's peak.
Hell yeah.
All I'm saying is if the attorney can't keep the defendant's story straight, it sounds like maybe there's no story at all.
Ooh.
I mangle MCI.
Chat, go vote on T-Dread
This is about to be
stream.
like 80-10.
We might need to hold a trial next for Rye Toast because I believe he just murdered someone in this courtroom.
Yeah. The
That's
person who submitted that
Wonder
theory.
who saved me.
Like I said, I'm better at arguing than knowing things. I don't even really know what we're arguing about.
Holy 100% mid.
100%
No, no,
mid.
Stop the
70-30,
count.
70-30.
Stop the
Overwhelmingly
Wow.
mid.
God.
The
I'm not
swing
entirely even
theorists.
sure. After all that, I'm not entirely even sure what MC Mangle
I don't know
is.
anything about. I'm just
I'm
arguing.
looking at this Google form and it's saying like in FNaF world, the fixed mangle is called Funtime Mangle. First of all, no, it isn't. It's called Funtime Foxy. I had to correct that.
Is going what?
No,
That would
One time
that's
angle.
that's not a thing. Oh, all right, 75% mid. Your boys lost.
Damn.
1-1. Right, I hope you get like. What's some
God,
really shitty thing? I
please,
hope you get
please.
Mike Victim.
No.
No! T-Dreads.
Give me something way
T-Dreads.
better than the first two.
You have the decency to
Yeah.
not wish a mic victim upon someone. That is the worst curse that you can bestow on anyone. How dare you? Mid. Okay, please let me get an actual.
let's
I want to
spin this wheel.
participate, please.
spinning.
Mm-hmm.
People in the chat are still just arguing about the one you should not have killed or toy
I
snuck.
will say, as you were like the first half of your argument, I was like, "Oh, I'm screwed," and then like I realized we both don't know what the conclusion of this argument is.
yeah. Like he ended the post there. He never said what the conclusion was. It's like if you're watching a MadFab video and he built up to what the grand reveal was, and then it just ended before he got there. Like
It's funny
he laid
'cause-
out all the evidence and said nothing.
Yeah, because like I had that idea like that the mangle was came from the MCI location, like the one before FNAF 2, but it's got nothing to do with it being possessed. It's got
Yeah, like,
absolutely
I could
completely
see-
unrelated.
If you go on the argument of the
Yeah,
whole
it just
like
being that old.
using
yeah.
pieces to repair the toys leaks remnant over, sure, I could see
Yeah.
Mangle, but like Mangle doesn't need extra pieces. Look at
Mhm.
it, like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mango's got too
All
many
mangled
pieces.
as far as we can tell.
Now,
Please.
despite the fact that Sister Location does take place before FNAF 2, that would still mean that Funtime Foxy would have,
Alright,
to,
alright,
somehow, would have to
No.
somehow get out of Ennard, which just cannot work.
I just
No,
want to
Funtime
live in
Foxy
the
doesn't have to
universe
be the
where
same.
Funtime Foxy isn't Toy Foxy. I just want Toy Foxy to be its own character so desperately.
But they don't have to be the same robot. They can just have the same name. They can be two different
Fair.
like physical
But then
robots.
where's it get the remnant from?
Well, I don't agree with MCI Mangle,
Susie's
so I don't know.
dog.
Susie's dog?
Susie's dog.
Of course, clearly.
You guys are gonna like my reboot.
I do
Uh-oh.
like someone's I don't know if it was crack theory or what, but Susie's dog being the cupcake. I like that. If
Mm.
not just for how the cupcake acts in the FNAF movie.
Yeah, the movie, I'd buy that 100%. I don't know about him
The
just
thing was
sitting
like
on the
one
desk
bark
the
away
movie.
from being essentially a chihuahua.
Yeah.
It's just a chain chomp.
part- the part where she sends
real.
it through the vent had me laughing. I was like, come on. Like, what is happening?
Oh god.
What's going on? TJ?
What's the
no.
verdict?
Oh, God, why am I worried?
You have to defend something, Rye. I hope you get Mike
Yeah.
I have
Please.
to-
No,
Please,
no.
please give me prosecution.
I really hope.
No, I
I'm
just
crossing my
impressed
fingers for
everybody. I
something
don't need to get
nonsense.
the worst theory to defend.
Mike Victim. Mike Victim.
All right,
Just
I got
give me
bad.
like phone
I got
guy,
bad
purple guy,
news
so I
for
can just say
you.
the shape
Withered
of his
circle.
sprite is the phone.
You're a
Oh,
witness
come on.
again.
Dude, I'm fed. I was a witness last time.
That's okay,
Reroll.
I'm judge though. I get to do even less.
I've been witness 2 in a row.
I mean,
you
the
have
only
to
other thing you
reroll,
could be is
man.
judge. The only other thing you could be is
Come
judge.
on.
All right. let me
Well,
see.
there is 2
what-
witness
what am
spots, so
I?
now you're safe from witness.
That's true. I'll let you. Next round, I'll make sure you get something. All right. He wants to defend Mike Victim that badly. All right.
No.
Right. Random number generator 7.
At this point, I'm
14
okay
theory.
with it, just for the
7.
challenge.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
Where I should get Andrew line. Y'all pretend like I don't like half believe that already. Like
No, Andrew line is the theory that only Andrew is canon and nothing else. It's not that Andrew's
games.
only Andrew's
What
in the game.
am I
No
reading
one
right
else.
now?
Wild.
Only Andrew.
That's crazy. But okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's
I'm
to
just not gonna
counter,
think
just-
about it
it's
so I don't hurt
fine.
myself.
Yeah, no, it's literally every character is Andrew. If someone names a FNaF character, no, they're not canon. Only Andrew's canon.
You know
William
it is canon.
Oh,
Andrew
no.
Pizza.
Yes.
Lies theory might
Ah.
be based.
Let's
Oh
go!
no! Oh no!
Let's
Oh no!
go!
The title is funny though. I'm DMing you the details of everything right now.
I'm sorry. You. Oh wait, I know what this is. I mean, send me the rest of it, but I know what this
Oh
is.
no!
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
might be
can't look up
cooked.
the. Oh god, my memory is so bad about.
Yeah, you
these
can't
little-
use Google. You can't use Google. Only the
Oh, I was
witnesses can
gonna
use
look
Google.
up the cutscene so I could like refresh my. No, it's over. Okay.
Okay. and then
Only
let me change
witnesses
the
can use
text.
Google, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
only witnesses can use Google.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay,
is that
what-
real?
No. I'm pretty sure
No.
it's not.
I mean the thing you just sent me. Like, is that truthful?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't get to
I'm
say.
gonna
I'm
assume
the
it is
judge.
because if so,
I'm the judge,
Defend
bro.
your defendant.
Okay, let me
I might
switch the
agree
music
with
to,
my
like, the
defendant.
normal.
Hold on.
Oh lordy! Oh no!
All right.
Yes. I mean, no.
I kind of agree
Rye
with this.
toast. Rye toast.
whoa.
Begin.
Oh no!
Present
Oh.
Samurai Cassidy.
I want to begin just by reading out what my defendant has prepared for me. In the actual translation, just to get everyone on the same page, in the actual translation of The Bear of Vengeance, Samurai Freddy talks about a time he had sunken into a pond, finding himself confronted by his ancestors who gives him advice. Freddy also compares this advice to something you'd hear from an elder or grandparent. Samurai Freddy then basically ignores this advice. I believe this is supposed to show that Samurai Freddy is supposed to be a representation of Cassidy, as they go through basically the same situation in the Old Man Consequences ending in Ultimate Custom Night, though sort of in reverse. My defendant is kind of based, as there is multiple connections between Cassidy / the Vengeful Spirit and drowning in lakes. We have, of course, the story Drowning, which is the loosest, which is why I start there, where the haunting girl at the bottom of all of these pools of the water park in the VR, it's a whole story, but in the VR water park of the Pizzaplex is referred to slightly as a princess with an unknown origin, but again, that's the weakest one. We hear, like is mentioned in FNaF World, in the Old Man Consequences cutscene and in Ultimate Custom Night, you can exit that area by drowning in a lake. We see next to FNaF 6, what is there but a red lake surrounded by dead trees, just like the Old Man Consequences cutscene. We have the escape artist Golden Freddy skin of FNaF AR, who is chained up in a box of water, drowned. Multiple times, this story connects the Vengeful Spirit to drowning. Samurai Freddy being just another example of this. And where does this culminate, mind you? Well, if Cassidy truly is the Vengeful Spirit and is more vengeful than any other victim of William Afton, why would that be? Well, if she was killed by the springlocks of Golden Freddy, how is that described in the Silver Eyes? Drowning in your own blood, like a red lake. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
I actually
Prosecutor
believe this
Gibson,
one.
do you have
I believe
anything
this
to
one,
say?
so-
Objection. I
Oh shit! Objection.
I strong object to the fact that translation is not accurate. The
Oh!
translation is more accurately stated as the Foxy in the Bear of Vengeance storyline, pushing the Samurai Freddy into a pond or a puddle and getting them wet. In fact,
Counter
a lot of
objection.
translations.
not better.
Counter
That's not
objection. If the fox, who is
Approved.
the enemy of the bear, pushed them into the lake to drown, is that not William putting
Oh, no.
Cassidy in the Fredbear suit
Oh, it's getting
to act as
dramatic.
Springlocks to drown her in her own blood?
I
Oh,
think
shit.
that the argument is much stronger in the case that the fox is a representation of Mike Afton, and that Bear Samurai is actually supposed to be the crying child. Other instances of their arguments throughout the translated Bear of Vengeance cutscenes include the fox making the bear roll around in alpaca droppings, the fox making the bear do his laundry, the fox making the bear hang up what are essentially like Christmas decorations. These are clearly things that two brothers, an older brother and a younger brother, would bully each other with as children.
Chores.
Objection.
Chores, stupid gambling bets, etc.
While
Let him finish.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, now I look stupid. All right, go ahead.
I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead.
while I agree with that, that is a good point. In your interpretation, if Michael is the fox, who is Mangle?
If Michael is the fox, then Mangle is a dog.
Whereas, if the
No.
fox is William Afton, Mangle could be Michael.
Put me in.
Anyone want to call a witness? Does
I
anyone
will
wanna
call
a witness?
witness. I
Please.
will call
Which one? Call Withered.
Unwithered.
Call Withered.
'Cause
No,
I think
call
that
Withered.
Withered.
He has got to play, please.
Come on,
agrees
man.
with
I
Ryan,
haven't
so
done
I'm
a
gonna
single
call
thing
Unwithered
today.
with
Does
Dan.
really agree with me.
I do actually really agree
No.
with
This
Ryan.
is just a brief. Okay, I'll just put in this brief response to Rye what you were asking. If the Bear of Vengeance is CC, if the fox is Michael, then Elizabeth is Mangle, because in the girls' room in the FNaF 4 house, there's a Mangle toy on the floor.
Yes, accurate.
I mean, hey, that's a fair interpretation, but one I personally disagree with.
Or she's a
All
dog.
that
it's one or
matters
the other.
is what the jury agrees with.
All right, should we run it by the jury? Let's run it by the jury.
Chat,
See.
reminder
Like
to
to get
open
mangled by
the
Ennard?
T-Dread
Oh,
stream
that was a
if
good
you want to
thing.
vote. If you want to vote,
think
go
that-
to the T-Dread stream, vote on the T-Dread stream, but watch both of them at the same time. The viewership on this one is dramatically low. We've got way too little people here.
Yes.
I read Samurai
Based
Cassidy
views.
got scared, and I'm like, wait, actually, I kind of agree with this.
Dude, Gibby, when I read it, I thought it was going to be my shitpost theory. I thought it was going to be my
Yes.
shitpost.
Oh my God, I was
Imperial.
so
that's
prepared.
That's Imperial Cassidy.
Imperial
Sorry.
Cassidy. I was so
Sorry,
prepared
Cassidy.
for it to just be like,
Imperial
Cassidy is Asian. That's
Yo,
that's
yo,
the theory. That's the entire theory.
That's not even a theory. That's just like, characterization.
That's just what she looks like in the
That's just a
logbook.
head
Supported by
like,
ChatGPT, bro.
Fact. ChatGPT said it, so it's real.
supported it. Yeah. I asked ChatGPT why Golden Freddy did all that stuff, and it told me that it was inspired by ancient Imperial Chinese spirit. I'm not kidding.
wild.
Who's more likely to win a chess match, a computer or a person? Who's more likely to solve the lore, computer or person?
Hey, we asked ChatGPT to
All
solve the
right,
lore the
24
other day,
seconds.
and it kind of worked, except for
True,
Vengeful
true.
Edwin.
Yes.
And I got
Edwin is the
shit
vengeful
on Twitter.
spirit.
Yeah,
Jax
couch
Lotto, I
person.
will say, it's not necessarily Mike accomplice, more like Mike unwilling child who is forced to. Just saying.
I think
Hmm.
couch person being the mimic is the best theory. Thank you,
True.
ChatGPT.
Mhm.
All right, Rye Toast has won with 60%, which is better than better for Gibby than I thought.
No, that was a solid
Right.
counter, solid rebuttal.
It was actually. I
All right, to
enjoyed
stop
it.
the
him
reason
from
I
getting
have those-
bored,
I have those
Thank you.
cutscenes like memorized
Thank you.
because I had to work with them
Please.
for one of my
Good roll.
theories.
Good roll.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
remember
make
any of the
you-
cutscenes at all.
would you like to be prosecutor or attorney, Withered?
Oh, to be honest, either is fine by me as long as it's interesting. So just roll and see which one I get.
You're going to be prosecutor because I'm really hoping we roll a stupid one, and I want to embarrass you. Love you, buddy.
God damn it.
No, prosecutor with a stupid one would be easy.
True.
Okay, Rye and I will be witnesses this time. And then, who wants to be? I'll
Give it
let,
to Unwithered.
Unwithered Truth be. Unwithered be attorney. You said.
Actually, I've been the attorney already. I'll be prosecutor
Okay,
if
okay.
Wicked Circle wants to be.
Whatever. Anything's
the
fine by me.
attorney.
You be attorney. We'll make him be prosecutor. I'll actually make Rye Toast the judge.
Works for me.
Which, by the way, when you're the judge, you can like weigh in a little bit at the end. but I just haven't been.
You
'cause,
can interrupt during the
engagement
court case,
farm.
can't you? Like,
Engagement farm. What does it even mean in this context? It means nothing.
It's just fun to say.
Hey, I just see you on the stream. You're like putting me on the floor.
Die, unwithered, die. Unwithered mid.
for legal reasons, this is a
No.
joke. Don't take Theorists to court. We're already there.
Okay, all right. And I have to switch Withered around because he's pointing at Rytoast.
You!
I'm not on trial.
He's trying
You're out of
he's
order.
trying to convince him.
The judge, I knew it. Okay, so let's roll now. We're rolling our random number generator. It has landed on 66.
Ooh.
Execute
Whoa,
theory.
Execute
Theory
66.
All right, let's see. Let's
This
see what
better be
that
good.
one
I can't
is.
wait for you to have to defend. I don't even know. I can't. You know what? Just Andrew Pizza. It's just so funny.
I
just-
love Andrew Pizza. Don't you dare speak evil of Andrew Pizza. Andrew Pizza's the best.
Do you believe in Andrew Hawktua? Asks the Epic Rager.
What are we saying?
Epic. What? Yeah. What's up? What's up, Rager? Do you need help?
He's
Because-
like 8.
Yeah, we're here for you. Because if you need something, we're not here for you, and we hope we never will
Andrew's
be.
I'm
happiest
not here
day.
for him.
It's Andrew's happiest day.
I'm.
That's where he goes at the end of Rights. He goes into the Hawktua podcast.
Oh.
All right. Theory number 66 had a word in it that I cannot use. So we're.
Whoa.
Inching.
He's having
I couldn't.
What? Oh my
Unfortunately,
God,
I
wait.
couldn't moderate the Google form entries.
Send in
crazy. What?
send in group chat. I'm curious.
Type of s-
You have me intrigued.
What slur
67
was
we're
it?
going to.
Yeah, which one? I'm curious.
Oh no.
Which one?
I think we just stumbled upon something bad.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
goodness, this is crazy. All right,
Remind-
I'll send it to you. What we're doing, Withered. So Withered's the attorney. So here's what you're proving.
I'm scared. No shot!
send it
No
to you,
way! No! 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 No!
An
No!
interesting case we have.
No!
Yes.
No! Oh my God!
You
It's
have-
so
you have
much.
2 minutes to prepare. 2 minutes to prepare. 2
Oh.
minutes to prepare.
Okay, I'm preparing.
I'm
everyone
preparing, and we hear
on
distant
the-
footsteps running away
Yeah.
from the computer.
Bum, 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 bum.
On the stream, I will do.
The car is starting.
Your
I will
window
update
open.
Oh wait! This actually isn't as
Here's
bad
what
as I
it's
thought.
called, chat.
This actually isn't as bad.
I think this is gonna be hard for Unwithered to disprove.
Interesting.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
no.
no good evidence against
Yeah.
it, but there's
So
more
the
evidence for it than
reaction-
against. I was scared. I thought it was something else.
Oh.
Yeah, the way you said that, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk. This would be so good.
No. It's not gonna be
Alrighty.
that easy.
Oh, Cassidy. What? In Redcon. What? Okay, this might be something that I. Okay.
I like how Gibby is just really hidden under here. I'm gonna put myself really low. I'll put.
Chat. I am so cooked. I am so cooked, chat. This might actually be a good Fury, but I'm scared.
All right, you have a minute left, Withered, to prepare.
Okay, doke. I'm preparing.
Right, people
Yo,
in the chat,
he's locked in.
people in the chat talking about Andrew Sigma theory.
Like,
Chat. We are winning this. Call me Saul Goodman the way I'm gonna absolutely demolish Unwithered. Trust me, man. This is in the bag. In the bag. I'm winning this.
Fritz Oswald. I am partial to Oswald Burroughs. I think Oswald grows up to be Mr. Burroughs.
I
This
like
is backed
that.
up by absolutely nothing. Just that if the
It
books are
would be
canon,
funny.
he has nothing. Oswald has nothing to do when he's older, and we don't know Mr. Burroughs' past. So what if they're just the same character? You know,
No, we
what if?
do know Mr. Burroughs grew up rich, though.
Fury
Hmm.
debunked. That's sad.
That's actually an in-universe lie by Fazbear Entertainment. He
Oh,
just
gotcha,
wants to
gotcha.
look
Oh
like-
yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those. One of those
It's all in universe
misdirections.
lies.
It was a Steve Snodgrass misunderstanding of
Yes.
what happened.
Yeah.
I'm just anytime someone points anything wrong with any theory I make forever, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, Steve was wrong about that part. What's your counter argument, idiot? And I push him over and like take it and run.
Steve was hitting the illusion discs a little too hard that night.
I was about to be like, but why would Steve have written the books? And then I was like, wait, no, this is what happened in real life.
All right, Withered, begin.
All right. So, the theory that my client has told me to defend against my own better judgment is Cassidy puppet retcon, which is the theory that the puppet's original soul, the soul that would originally possess the puppet, was called Cassidy. Now, from what I can gather, the main point of evidence for this theory comes from the fact that the only name we find in the survival logbook that we know for 100% sure we can find, because Dave is still up in the air, the only one is Cassidy. Now, the theory proposes that originally the puppet was going to be possessed by, it doesn't say that there are different characters, just that the name was originally meant to be Cassidy and not Charlie. So, basically, a very important part of this theory is that at the time of the release of the survival logbook, the puppet spirit did not have an official name. And there's a lot of puppet imagery in the survival logbook, and all this my name stuff really seems to be pointing to my name tying to the puppet, which in turn ties to Cassidy through the word search, because that's a way that we get the name. Now, something interesting worth pointing out is that a lot of people believe that the faded text in the logbook is the puppet. It's a very puppet thing to do to guide spirits in the logbook, and my name is really like Faded's thing. Faded is always saying, oh, this is my name on the gravestone. Now, a lot of people tend to connect that gravestone with my name on it on page 32, on page 32, to, they tend to connect it a lot to the 5th obscured grave from FNaF 6 that's covered in grass. However, bear in mind that aside from the 5 MCI graves, there is another grave atop a hill. A grave that is not obscured by grass, but is instead so far that we can't see it. Now, if you look at the grave in the survival logbook, that grave is not obscured by grass at all. Which means that might not be the 5th grave. We might have been getting this wrong the entire time. That grave on page 32 isn't Cassidy's grave. It's not the 5th MCI kid's grave. It's the puppet child's grave. I already kind of messed up because I said it's not Cassidy's grave. But you know what I mean. 5th MCI kid, it's not the 5th MCI kid. It's the 6th kid.
Just be confident.
I'm confident, don't worry. Because the more I talk about this and the more I feel this, the more that makes sense. Now, we didn't have an official name for the Golden Freddy kid or for the Puppet kid at the time of the release of the survival logbook. With the puppet imagery that's like everywhere in the survival logbook, you've got the puppet giving a cake to a kid. You've got the puppet just being on like every other page in all the questions and stuff. You've got it on all the birthday themed pages. With the strong puppet imagery and the my name and how Faded is tied to helping and guiding spirits, it really, at least to me and to my defendant, seems like my name is important specifically to the puppet and not to Golden Freddy, because there is no Golden Freddy imagery in this book whatsoever. Golden Freddy
20
is
seconds,
not mentioned
20
a
seconds.
single time. Now, let me just pull up my evidence thing real quick. And back then, when, like, in this period of time when we had a survival logbook, Henry wasn't in the spotlight of the games yet. And the, like, transition from novel to games was, like, it fluctuates a lot, like, that children's names are really touchy. Like, in the novels, Cassidy possesses Bonnie. Well, in the games, that's obviously not the case. So there was wiggle room for the puppet spirit from the games to have a different name when the logbook came out, and only after everyone said, oh, that's a new name, Cassidy's a new name, and that's Golden Freddy, did Scott retcon it. And so it got retcon from being the puppet's name to being Golden Freddy's name. Boom, I'm done.
All right, nice.
All right.
Unwithered, go.
Eek.
All right, clarification first of all. Did you just say that the survival logbook came out before FNaF 6?
After, I misspoke.
After. Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
No,
that
sure.
point.
I was
Can I
rapid
also make
firing.
a point, Your Honor, that that in both cases of me being on the stand, I have to fight arguments which I have made for in both cases. But
Great.
objection. You bring up the fact that this logbook obviously came out after FNaF 6. This is true. So I would ask, why in a game which imports the name Henry through the HRY Easter egg, would they be, first of all, confirming William Afton as Springtrap, as his role is in those books, and also introducing the Henry character, who refers to his daughter, who is the puppet? Why would they introduce those elements only to then completely shift our perspective and give us the name Cassidy out of nowhere? The name Charlie was something that we as a community, we're all very familiar with by the time of the release of the survival logbook. And we knew her direct relationship to Henry. So to introduce him and introduce him speaking to his daughter, we should therefore be able to logically understand that the same character names are being imported in from the books into the games. You brought up the idea of this FNaF 6 grave and how that is the obscured grave versus the one on the hill. I would argue the one on the hill. I would argue the one on the hill is only far away because we can already assume that we know that name because of what I was just talking about with Charlie and Henry and etc.
Thanks, Inner Space, for the dollar. I appreciate
The one that's
it.
obscured is the one we have to seek out, the one we have to find. It's the one that specifically has the name obscured to us, which is how it's presented then in the survival logbook in terms of having a name that we don't know. There was a point about the FNaF movie script, which Scott spoke about. And in that post, Scott mentioned that the Cassidy script was the one most accurate to the game's timeline. And it was also the one which covered the most eras of the timeline. Now, you could argue that Charlie would be present from the early stages of the timeline. My argument would be, from a storytelling point of view, from a movie point of view, making a movie about the Golden Freddy spirit makes more sense because Cassidy can be present through speaking with the crying child, through what we see kind of similarly in the survival logbook, all the way up and to the very end of the series in a UCN style ending. If we follow Charlie, we don't get to see the resolution of what happens to William Afton, and the Golden Freddy spirit would be a more direct connection. We also have in that same post, Scott references Charlie and says that the movie versions would match closely to their game counterparts, which is an interesting thing to call out in a post that specifically names Charlie and then talks about game counterparts. I believe T-Dreads, I would like to call you to the stand because you mentioned that you wanted to get in here and make some defenses.
Hello there. I don't really know what's going on, but I just want to say that as far as Cassidy being possibly the name on the gravestone on the hill, FNaF 6, the game where that gravestone ending happens, released in December of 2017. And Scott says that he likes to clarify things in later releases. And in the fourth closet, at the very last scene of that book, on the hill, there's a lone grave. It's described as a lone grave under a tree on a hill with the name Charlotte Emily on it. But that's all I saw.
And to build on that, thank you very much to my witness. The name Cassidy is also introduced to us. Correct me if I'm wrong, witness. You were there. The name Cassidy is introduced to us in the fourth closet, and it is tied to a separate girl to Charlie. It's a new spirit with dark hair. So why in the book, which releases after FNaF 6, would we have a character named Cassidy introduced separately to Charlie and having no relation whatsoever to any of the other characters?
Objection!
I rest my... Oh?
Not only did you completely miss the point of what I was defending, but you also brought up evidence that does not directly debunk this idea. This theory isn't called Cassidy Puppet. This theory is called Cassidy Puppet Retcon, which means that originally Cassidy was the name of the puppet spirit, but after FNaF 6 in the survival logbook, it was retconned. There's a lot of evidence up until the survival logbook pointing to this being the case, but the rest of what you said...
Objection. There's no way it could have been retconned by the survival logbook if you're arguing that the survival logbook was the thing that proves that that's what her name is. You can't say the survival logbook gives us all this evidence.
The survival logbook is the last piece of the FNaF narrative that ties into Cassidy Puppet. It's only with the fourth closet, which released after the survival logbook, that Scott debunked it by making that thing with the hill that T-Dreads mentioned. The theory isn't that Cassidy
so
is the
your
puppet.
argument is, if I may, your argument is that FNaF 1 to 6, including Ultimate Custom Night and FNaF World, all came out with the intention that the girl who possesses the puppet is named Cassidy, and then after the last game came out, Scott for some reason randomly decided in a book that's
It's my
not
defendant's
directly tied
claim.
that he was going to retcon it. Okay, well, you're defending.
I'm not that.
defendant. I'm just objecting your objection. Your
I have to play the part.
Sustained.
No, I know.
Yeah, like, are we done now?
Are we done? Hello?
Can I poll it? I can poll it now.
I know I'm gonna
Yes,
lose.
good
I know
spot.
I'm gonna lose. Chat, vote for me because it will be funny. But I know I'm gonna lose probably.
Have
But it was
confidence,
fun.
have confidence.
Vote for me, chat. Vote for me.
Yeah,
No, the thing is,
obviously
I like the theory. I just don't like
theory's
the
silly,
conclusion.
but I will say, I think that this theory is silly, but I will say that, like, you know, Mike in the movie was made well after the games, and his role, his family, and
Mhm.
all that stuff was changed. So Scott is
Yeah.
totally capable of just being like, I'm going to take this name from here, put it over here. Mike in the books, he's going to be Mike Brooks, not related to anything.
You know what's funny is I actually think we were both in the complete opposite positions. I'm actually
Yeah, I know.
I actually am quite a
he likes
defender of that theory.
Yeah, he likes that theory.
I like it. I think. I mean, I should let them vote first. I'll shut up.
All right. Unwithered Truth just barely winning right now. We got 30
Chat,
seconds
chat,
left.
we gotta push through. Everyone in my chat, go to T-Dress
Oh,
stream
yeah.
and vote for
Hey.
me. Go, 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 go. We gotta win.
Unwithered Truth. The people are saying they don't know which one is which. Unwithered is the Freddy. I'm Freddy.
Withered's the cool
We
one.
do
I'm
have
kidding.
withered versus unwithered.
Yeah.
I wasn't even listening, but it's obviously unwithered. Wow.
Oh my
Guys,
god, no! Chat, we gotta
That's wild.
sweep. We gotta sweep. Wait for the
Guys.
swing states. Wait for the
Guys.
swing states.
One final point. Truth is literally in my name. So.
Well, circle's in my name,
That's-
and
that
what does that
rests
mean, huh?
Circle means
All
you
right.
keep turning around in circles and you
Unwithered
never
takes
get the
this
point.
one.
Mod ban.
Unwithered takes this one. That's bad.
Fair game, fair game.
Aren't you a mud?
He's gonna go to ban.
I'm
Unwithered.
going to, as the judge, I'm
Oh,
thinking
yeah, you get a decision. Yeah, go
one
ahead.
piece of evidence was neglected by the attorney and the prosecutor, which
One
has me
piece?
leaning towards
Oh, One Piece is
Cast the Puppet
real.
retcon. What about
Oh.
Charlie Door?
Oh.
Have we considered it?
So
That's the
I
retcon.
have
Charlie Door
considered
is the
Charlie
retcon.
Door. So I would argue that if you're saying that Charlie Door is the only evidence that Charlie is the retconned name of the puppet, I would argue that Charlie Door is specifically a reference to something which occurs in the book trilogy. So it bears very little reference or very little relevance to the mainline games. Whether or not Cassidy or Charlie is the name of the puppet spirit. Charlie Door is specifically a reference to the Silver Eyes trilogy, and thus is more of a meta reference, and is also in game files, which Security Breach is very, very well known for having very unreliable narrative, and especially game file names, considering the whole Cassidy Princess debacle.
An
Yes.
interesting argument. What say the defendant?
Well, the
That's
thing
you.
is,
Alright.
yeah, I know. Well, basically, it's funny that Unwithered is actually the strongest proponent of this theory here. I personally think that if this theory were to be true, it's basically just a case of Scott messing up really, really bad and needing to retcon everything. Just provide all the evidence for it being false right after FNAF 6. Because before FNAF 6 and the survival logbook, there was really no evidence against it. And it only all came out after FNAF 6. So we kind of was just like, oh fuck, that's not what I intended. And he had to like just course correct like crazy. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the strongest supporter of this theory. I think it's
The
pretty
court
interesting.
leads to the prosecution. Court is adjourned.
Let's go! Let's go!
Bring in the dancing ox.
I would love if in like a real court case, the defending or the defending
Look, we were
attorney
done.
was
We were
like,
done.
listen, in the case that my client were innocent, then
Yeah. Look,
Hypothetically, if he didn't do anything.
Well, after the jury won, I gave up all pretenses because I knew that with the jury voting did such a sweep front Woodard, there was no way the judge was gonna rule for me. So you know what? Fine, I'll take the loss. It was fun.
All right.
All right.
Unwithered truth. You are the judge. The
Okay.
prosecutor
Please,
is
Please,
Withered
bro.
Circle.
Let's
Ryan and I are
fucking go.
witnesses.
let's go. And Gibby's defendant, right?
Gibby's
Am I
attorney.
the
I'm
attorney?
so ready to witness stuff.
So I need to.
Oh my god.
Okay, my
This is gonna be
defendant's
good,
come
Chad.
up with something here.
Yep. I will send you what it was. We rolled spot
Whoa.
number 113.
Okay,
Almost 114, chat. We almost got it.
14.
The
I hope it's
title
14 theory.
The title of your theory is this.
Waiting for the reaction to see if I'm gonna win.
Is that all I get?
No.
Okay,
The
take off.
defendant the defendant statement is this. You have 2 minutes to prepare.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes to prepare. And now, stream, I will reveal what the theory is titled on stream. Look at the
I'm
box
scared.
on top.
Because Gibby is notoriously good at being good at defending crack theories, which means he is quite literally the best defendant on the stream's roster. By crack theories, I mean Freud's fiction.
God mimic.
Is that the
Someone
name of the
Out of
sounded
theory?
like a
context, that's
nerd.
insane.
Dead God Fury.
Oh,
Dead God Fury.
mimic.
Dead God Fury. Let's go.
It is
Also,
Dead
thanks
God Theory
for
adjacent.
the 5, Jungle Boy.
Is it? Okay.
God mimic. Oh my god.
Okay.
Luckily,
if I
I'm
understand this
a
correctly.
Dead God Fury
Wait, do you
expert.
know what this is?
I know
I
Dead
know
God
nowhere
Nowhere
Fury.
as exciting as you guys think.
I'm
Well,
Dead
neither
God
is
Fury.
Dead God Theory, frankly.
True. Yeah.
Is
Dead God Fury.
a FNaF thing or
Yes, it
It's
is.
a
Yeah.
My
FNAF
name is
thing,
Ben, and
it
I
sounds
drowned.
way
Dead God
cooler
Fury.
than it is.
Dead God Fury sounds awesome, but it has like the sickest name, but it's actually pretty tame. Quite simple.
By the way, chat, if you're just joining, this is a great time for you to hit the subscribe button. Ha 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 ha.
And to go watch my stream.
This is just the theory that the Mimic is a devout Catholic, if you guys didn't know.
Oh, okay.
He's a youth pastor.
Yeah.
He's a Jehovah's Witness. He knocks on everyone's doors in the
Reborn.
Pizzaplex.
Reborn
He
mimic.
rips everyone apart, puts them in a pile, and then grabs a chair and spins it backward to sit on it to be like, hey guys, Jesus is pretty cool.
Have I told you
Alright,
about my Lord and Savior?
Gibby, it's time.
Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior,
okay,
Edwin Murray?
Edwin Murray? He created all of us equally.
My name is
All right,
Alright,
order.
am I going?
I
order.
made the mimic.
Attorney, please.
All right,
Please
so this
present your
this
arguments.
title is a little misleading. It's not saying anything related to like God victim or anything like that. This is merely my
Blasphemy.
defendant is merely stating that when Fazbear Entertainment recovered the Mimic, assuming that the Mimic's origin is similar to that in the Tales from the Pizzaplex series, that Fazbear Entertainment took the Mimic, copied the programming that ran the Mimic, and from that day forward installed that programming into every robot and animatronic that they ever made. So all of the Unwithereds, all the Withereds, the toys, the classics, going forward all the way to the Glamrocks, every single animatronic that was ever produced by Fazbear Entertainment has the Mimic's programming in it. It basically means that the Mimic is omnipresent. Every single robot and every piece of AI is the Mimic. It also explains why really only the robots within the Fazbear Entertainment company become haunted with Remnant. It's saying that the Mimic is something that is uniquely capable of having Remnant stored inside of it, which is why in the FNaF world, in the FNaF universe, not FNaF world, the amazing video game, in the FNaF universe, you don't get things like cars that were in car accidents or tanks that shot people in war or things like that that become haunted, because Remnant only applies to the Mimic.
Okay.
It only applies to extremely advanced artificial intelligence. And thus, the Mimic's existence and its ubiquity across all of the FNaF robots is what allows them to be alive, and by the time of the Pizzaplex era, is what allows them to be controlled by one overarching story. one thing that has all the Glamrocks work together. It would also explain how the toy animatronics are able to tap into a predator database and contact the police, even though it's like 1987 and that kind of technology isn't really around yet. It's because of the mimic. And yeah, it explains how the animatronics in FNaF 1 coordinate. It explains how Springtrap is able to follow lures in FNaF 3. Basically, every single animatronic is a mimic. Mimic is everyone. A little bit of mimic in
Objection!
everyone.
I object for multiple
Alright.
reasons. Because
Wait,
this
Judge,
theory,
Judge's idea.
this theory
Sustained.
is. May I?
Yes.
Yeah,
This
go-
theory
yeah.
is inherently flawed. I'm gonna say the first thing that just debunks everything, and then I'm gonna go into details. So, you said that the mimic is everywhere, and that's why the Fazbear animatronics are capable of producing and generating remnant. This is not the case, because in the Fazbear Frights epilogues,
Books aren't
Doctor
canon. Books aren't canon. In this theory,
Mid.
books aren't canon.
Doesn't matter.
Order.
listen. Oh yes, of course.
Mods, tar and feather him.
May I?
Yo.
Okay.
Please
go ahead, go
continue.
ahead.
Now, in the Fazbear Frights books, we meet Dr. Phineas Taggart. Now, Dr. Phineas Taggart his objective is to harness the power of agony and remnant. So Talbert is more remnant, Taggart is more agony, but basically it's like the same thing, and they're both working towards the same objective in different ways. Now, Taggart collects a bunch of objects with negative emotions attached to them that create agony and remnant. A mirror that witnessed a man kill his family. I forget the details, but there was like a doll. There was the real Jake doll. There was the mirror, and there were all kinds of just random household items, like a kitchen knife, even, if I recall correctly. And these objects they do not have the mimic inside of them. And whether you agree that the books are in universe or not, Scott himself said that every piece of FNaF media is canon. Just they're not in the same continuity. And we should kind of tie the rules of one universe into another. All of these universes obey the same set of rules that keeps this universe running. It's like the FNaF code. And it kind of just connects everything and makes everything fit into one set of ideas that basically, is important.
Objection.
I'm not done.
Objection.
Judge,
Ooh.
may I?
Just
Come in, somebody put me in.
okay. You know what? I'll overrule the objection, but I'll allow Gibby to come in now in a minute. With it, Circle, finish your point, and then
Okay.
I'll hand it over to your
Okay, great.
your opposition.
Now, there is another huge reason why this theory cannot be true, which is what happened to the mimic line of code and endos as well, after the mimic story. Now, we're going to see this in detail in Secret of the Mimic, which is when this theory is going to be officially debunked, even though it already is. But basically, what happens is that at one point in the story, the mimics start acting up. They start acting weird. And so they start copying human behavior in unexpected ways. And because they copy human behavior in unexpected ways, they are completely discontinued. Now, we learn of this in the Security Breach and the Tales from the Pizzaplex epilogues. And these epilogues happen before Security Breach. In the epilogues, the Pizzaplex is being built. So that already means the Glamrocks cannot have the mimic in them. But this book, where those things are written, like, oh, do not use the mimic endos or mimic code, they're dangerous, whatever. This was written in the 80s. This was back when, like, the Mimic 1 endo was still a thing that Fazbear Entertainment controlled and had their hands on. Which means that automatically rules out the toys, the Wizards, the classics, the Fun Times, or anything like that using the Mimic in their programming. The only thing that could probably not use the Mimic was the Springlock suits. And even then, I think that's unlikely because the Springlock suits didn't have code. They worked with their own thing that was different from the animatronics. They had their own set of rules and things that they abided by that work differently, and that's why only Springtrap is attracted to sound, while the other animatronics that we see in the franchise aren't. I rest my case.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Your rebuttal.
every single piece of evidence he just said was based on the idea that these horrible fictitious lies that are told about the history of Fazbear in these books that have been published are true. These books contain silly things like a piece of toast that looks like Madonna having agony in it. How does that fit into any understanding of Agni or Remnant that we
Wait,
have within the
what?
video game timeline?
Cap.
If every
That's
that's
right.
one of the other things that Phineas Taggart said.
Oh.
If all of these books show things that are possible across all the different mediums and timelines in the FNaF continuity is possible, that means that the literal time travel in Return to the Pit is possible. As by giving some spirits cake within a video game in the past, Oswald's able to change the past so the kids are never killed at all. There is no way that such a thing could possibly happen within the actual video game continuity of Five Nights at Freddy's. These other continuities, these other, shall I say, timelines, clearly are not canon to the real FNaF continuity. And so using them as evidence against this, saying that, oh, the Mimic can't do this or that because of Tails or because of Frights, simply does not address the actual point, which is, if the Mimic program can go into any robot, if all the robots have programming, why can't it be the Mimic? And if it is the Mimic, does that not mean that the Mimic is the god of all robots? I rest my case again.
Objection! Because I have one thing to say.
Holy.
You assume
Holy.
that these
Same.
books are non-canon, and you say that they're silly, which is why my rebuttal cannot be true. However, every single thing you said about Fedra Entertainment taking the Mimic is sourced directly from the books. Everything you said. Them taking the Endo from Edwin's factory, them repurposing it for animatronic
Plus in the
use.
trailer.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. We don't know if they actually used the Mimic's code or if they just took Jackie. But and anyway, the books are canon because of Secret of the Mimic. You know, it's like at this point there's no at least Tails. At least Tails. I think or at bare minimum,
I'd say it's
at bare minimum it's like Tails is being reused into the games. But I think it's just Tails games go the full way. And even without the books,
it's beyond the scope of this argument. However,
Yeah.
it seems like most people think the trailer disproves the books more than proves them.
well, I'm not most people, I
I'd like
suppose.
to chime in and say that Gibby is getting absolutely fucked in the polls right now.
Let's go! Let's go, Chad. Thank you. We deserve
It's not
this
my fault.
dub.
My defendant is.
Yeah, yeah. Look, it
Alright.
was my fault. My defendant
out. Yeah.
believed Casty Puppet retcon. Okay, like it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, 63% in favor of Withered Circle.
Keep
Unwithered
those
Truth, what
up.
we
Keep
saying?
those votes up.
I think I have to rule in favor of the people of the jury's
Let's go.
judgment, simply because the opening of Gibby's argument was presumed based on information from the books and later had to go back on that fact. But you know what? Good arguments. Good arguments on both sides.
Good game,
I
good game.
think it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that
Yeah,
could be what the
mhm.
secret of the Mimic is.
Yeah,
Poor
I
guy
just
got,
disagree.
True.
I just disagree, but it's a
Whoever
pretty
wrote
cool
18
theory.
lines. Whoever wrote 18 lines about this theory in T-Dread's little like Excel document, like what? You clearly thought this through. I just don't understand it.
No, I get the
I'm
idea.
like,
I get the idea.
If that was the retcon, I think I'll just quit. I'll just quit.
I only made one
I will
retcon.
die if I
Retconning
like
in a character that won't be
everything was
introduced for
Mimic.
another half a decade.
Oh, yeah.
Is
If I
right.
find that the
By the
Tarantula
way,
gang had the Mimic in it, I'm gonna freak
Right,
out.
are you
Don't
here
worry,
still?
Scott
Yeah,
says
yeah,
there's
it's
no
right, Dad.
coincidences.
oh, okay, rise back.
No,
Let's
he's
go.
here.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Thank you for animating that little bit of like you kicking someone who's saying that in one of your videos. People need to stop saying that.
Need to stop saying which.
Oh, that Scott doesn't do coincidences. In one of
Oh, yeah,
Rajo's
yeah.
videos,
Oh.
there was like a stop saying that. And he like kicked
Oh
him off
yes,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I also
Yes,
forgot
you
that for a
do.
second.
This is like MatPat saying like, we all know Scott does not do coincidences, and just pans to like every single time Scott has done a coincidence. Like the crying child looking like the puppet, the pigtail girl looking like Baby, Mango looking like Funtime Foxy,
Memory victim.
memory
victim.
victim. My God, Scott does way
Memory
too many
Scott,
coincidences.
maybe. God Scott.
God,
All right, are you
Fury.
there, Rye?
Yeah.
All right, you have been chosen to defend a theory called glitch agony.
Oh, this one sucks. This
I
one
will
sucks.
now-
Okay.
I will now send you what it is.
This one,
Scott
knife
doesn't do
wrong.
coincidences.
Knife
I
wrong
may
believes
have
this
to
one.
leave in like 10 minutes. Just saying.
For how long
This
do we
is
plan
nice.
on?
This might be nice, actually.
For how long do we plan on rolling?
I don't know. I'm
Should
not
we?
Sure. How much longer do you guys go for?
To be honest,
Half an hour?
I gotta go in like 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. Okay, so
I
we'll
mean,
do that. Yeah.
let's-
I'll just. Like,
But
one
I
more.
mean, I don't know how long y'all are.
let's do like 2 hours max, because I also kind of have stuff to do.
Okay, that sounds good. Da, da, da. All right, let me send Rye this so we can get rolling. Have fun reading.
Jesus Christ.
That
This
was
short little theory sends me a book.
that was totally Nye. I believe it's Nye. Nye, if you're in the chat, tell him.
Oh yeah, if
If
anyone
it is, I'm making fun of you. You said agony creature. You forgot the N for N.
That was totally Nye. That was totally Nye.
Agony.
All right, you can just start whenever you're ready. Take a little time. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I'm done reading this in the next 5 years.
If anyone in the chat has had their theory like brought up in this and they want to like explain it better,
Yeah,
then we
because
can look at
we
those,
absolutely
because-
trashed on your stuff. Like, not to make you feel bad or anything. but
Yeah.
most of this was kind of weird.
It's like I'm
Yeah,
guessing
we
the
could do-
amount of
we could
people
do a
who would
round.
answer.
Yeah, we could do a round 2 sometime.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
guessing
do a
the
round
people who would
2.
answer your thing would also be watching. Yeah.
We can
judging
keep the
theories.
things in this form. We'll just-
Honestly, I was expecting this to be more insane. I was expecting
No,
more.
I tried to
more
keep it as
insanity.
I tried to the theories. I tried to keep it as structured as possible, though.
Didn't
I
someone just
think
post all
I
the lyrics?
understand this theory, which is a good sign.
All right, start spitting.
Oh wait, who am I?
Alright.
Am I a judge? What's up?
You're a witness.
Witness.
L.
Oh, okay. So I'm useless. Great. I can take a break. I'll be right back. I need water. I'm super thirsty.
Mariuna sent a $5 super chat.
My first super chat ever. Use it wisely. I shall.
Buy yourself a soda after this.
Oh yeah. Buy yourself
Yeah,
a soda.
that's yeah.
Some Taco
I can
Bell.
do that. The Taco Bell fraud. Commit the Taco Bell scam.
My defendant is making a rather uncontroversial claim here, one that's already well purported throughout much of the community. It's just another person in the crowd. Just in the fact that when we strip it down to its bare necessities, Glitchtrap is in some way affected by agony. A claim that, while some may dispute, is uncontroversial to say the least. Some points that are brought up is that in the Princess Quest minigames that we play throughout Security Breach, we see what seems to be a representation of Glitchtrap as a large, purple, blobby mess. A darkness and, something that would look similar to agony represented in this game. Further evidence is the idea of Burntrap at one point being planned to be a hallucination, or something following the specter of Gregory's vision, something that Agony is able to do. More evidence being that Help Wanted 2 uses memories from the past, leaning more into Agony affecting the mind of someone under the influence of Glitchtrap. Not to say that Glitchtrap isn't part or mostly Mimic, but rather that this version of the Mimic 1 program has been corroded by agony.
Is that all?
That's all she wrote,
All
and
right.
that'll be my opening statement. Frankly, I don't have to lay out as much evidence as there is for this because it's so uncontroversial. I'll respond to these petty debunks from the prosecution, but my defendant is confident in their case.
Objection, Your Honor. Those are fighting
Thank you for the
words.
gifted, Merm.
The attorney is coming after my character. I would like that stricken from the record, if you may.
All right.
But it won't be stricken
Okay.
from my heart.
Okay. So Ryan,
Back.
I'm really glad you brought up the intention behind the security breach, such as glitch trap, and the burn trap being a hallucination out of the corner of your eye. Security Breach is a notoriously unreliable game because, as we have had admitted to us by Scott, his intentions were not made clear to the developers at Steelwool. And whatever Scott intended, maybe you're right. Maybe Agony was indeed the intention. But we're not talking about intentions here. We are talking about verifiable facts and verifiable information which is in the current games as they have been released. ever since Security Breach came out, we have had less and less references to agony and spirits in particular. We have moved much closer to this idea of having the mind infested by AI. All of the examples that are in with Ruin, for example, we've got the Vanny mask implanting a chip. We have the Mexus machine that is taking and fighting the Mimic. We have the Mimic itself being a robot, and it seems to have no sort of spiritual connection. Any theories about Glamrock Freddy having been possessed seem to be quite very much debunked in this new version of the game, this new version of the lore, which is moving forward. And as Scott said, whatever was in Security Breach, regardless of his intention, is what was moved forward with. So we have much less of a focus on this agony remnant stuff from the original series. And in terms of Glitchtrap himself, all of the evidence that we have, all of the examples we get in the books aren't dictated by magic or in any sort of supernatural sense. They're very much about how the Mimic works. It is literally designed to mimic the behavior of other characters. And it's not some sort of tragic event that hurts the Mimic itself. It's actually the physical violence enacted against it by Edwin Murray, which teaches it violence. Now, you might argue that that could seep agony into the Mimic, but the problem there is that we have a reasonable, logical explanation as to why it acts this way. When it hurts the workers, when it's brought down into the Pizzaplex, it's given a directive to disassemble animatronics, and it misinterprets that. There doesn't seem to be any sort of intention behind the Mimic's actions. It's more so this creature which is moving about based on its programming. So there's much less of a supernatural focus, and whether or not this may have been Scott's intention, I don't believe, and I don't believe there is evidence to show that this is what is
You're
the
mass
case
butchering
now
my boy
moving
Mimic's
forward in the series.
characterization.
I think we've left all the
Unwitted
supernatural
things.
stuff
Mimic
behind.
has no
The
feelings.
majority
Mimic
of your
has
argument
feelings
was
too.
quite good. I will admit that, and I
This is
commend you
sad.
for that.
This is sad
But
to
you
see.
ended yourself with your opening statements about what Glitchtrap is actually doing. As you've said yourself, infesting the minds of people. Right now, is this something the Mimic was ever taught how to do? Is this something the Mimic ever observed? Because as we know, the Mimic only replicates what it can see. And while, yes, you can argue that everything it knows about William Afton and Fazbear it learned within Help Wanted, there are several things that can't be accounted for that. For example, the family that's being made in the silo. How does it know the details of William Afton's life and his family? But even more than that, going to your own argument about infesting the minds of people, what is something that has been shown to infest things, to modify and take over already conscious beings? Agony, something that can corrupt you, something that can corrupt the actions of someone, as we see in stories like, pardon my French, in the flesh, something that corrupts someone and makes them into something they aren't. Now, that is something that the Mimic couldn't have learned from Help Wanted. Surely the Mimic didn't learn how to take over someone's mind from Fall Fest. Edwin didn't teach it when it beat into it. But there is something that, if it infected the Mimic One program, could have led it down that path. And that's agony. And as you mentioned, while Security Breach is unreliable in its own nature, it is still what we have and what we have to work with. But even before Security Breach, to go off of what you mentioned, what were the two games that came out in this modern era before Security Breach? Help Wanted and Special Delivery. Now, are you going to look at me and say Agony has nothing to do with Special Delivery, a game where the main side mode is collecting Remnant while avoiding quote-unquote Dark Remnant, which is a black ether-like creation hosted by Shadow Bonnie?
Well,
Any witnesses have anything to say?
Oh, am I supposed to say
I
something?
mean, if there's
Oh, he's beating off.
I'm clapping. I'm clapping with my hands.
Was that good?
My
No,
God.
out of the courtroom.
Keep that out of here.
Keep proving it.
Keep that out of here. Ban T-Dreads, Miles. Ban T-Dreads.
I am curious about of of people's thoughts. But my rebuttal to that is I mean, you bring up Special Delivery. I mean, again, we're talking about a very unreliable source. But my main rebuttal would actually be
Every
in the
FNAF
chat.
game is
if you
unreliable.
wanted
He's trying to bribe the
If
judge.
you wanted to
Every-
just check
Hey!
the chat there, I think that would be my final argument, my closing
He
argument.
gave me £2.
My closing argument is every single FNAF game is unreliable for some reason. So if we're going to throw out any game that's unreliable, we have no games to work with.
That's right. Throw them all out. Start the series over. Reboot.
True. What if
As
FNAF
we
1
know,
was
as we
rebooted
know.
with the lore plan from the beginning?
And what if GT Live reacted to
Yeah,
said
my
video?
argument is watch my video. That's my argument. I arrest Mike.
Get it to 1 million views.
Alrighty, we'll put it to the chat now.
I think I know what's gonna
Let's
happen.
see.
I think, has anyone won against Rye yet?
Ooh, M gives $5, says let them cook.
Once
They have been
again,
cooking.
I'm not good at being right. I'm good at arguing. I don't.
You are good.
Like,
I mean,
I
let's
don't
be
think
fair.
this is
Let's be
true.
fair. You're an English major, so you kind of have an upper hand over all of us.
I stood up during that. I've been seated the whole. I stood up and moved my
Oh.
microphone.
Look, I was gesticulating wildly during that bit where I was talking about with Gibby. I was like,
You get
wow,
into
I was
it.
all
It's
over
really
the
hard
place.
to
The
not get into
prosecutor trying to bribe the judge, remove him from the court.
Mods, ban him from the court. Court mods.
Disbar him.
Mods
Disbar him.
Mods adjourned. Adjourn him.
Mods, get the hammers.
Your Honor, in my defense,
Mods, kill him with a gavel.
Take the money and run.
Mods, beat him with several hammers. Mods, reenact the
chat.
Tales on the Pizza Black story.
Vote.
A child gets beaten with hammers and macer size.
Let's go.
Vote, chat, vote.
Tales from the Pizzaplex Book 9.
Oh, I'm getting destroyed.
Oh wow.
In fairness, I
86,
do.
86%.
Wow, that is crazy. I mean, to
87.
be fair, I
Stop the
do
vote. Stop
agree.
the vote. 87.
87.
Was that
That
the
is
vote of
wait a
87?
crazy.
Is that the bite of 87?
It's either
Judge.
87 or 14%. That's huge.
Judge.
Oh, you
Judge,
can't have both,
I'm
sadly.
curious, if you have anything to say on this. on this.
Jungle Boy. I know that Jungle Boy said that Scott Cawthon's the greatest writer on earth, which is true. We should definitely.
Yeah.
give it
Any
that.
other super chats you feel like might impact?
Driving the court.
Bribe
Oh my
everyone. Bribery is the way to win, chat. Which is
puppet
why you should
cat-
give me money.
Custody
Oh,
theory. The key point is that with Dave, we
names
would have all
filled in
the
for
missing
end.
names filled in for the end, as dual possession of Golden Freddy was never really hinted at until after.
I don't mind Puppet Cassidy. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
don't
Yeah,
think
like,
it's
I
correct.
do generally like Puppet Cassidy. I don't think it's true, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my only issue with Puppet Cassidy genuinely is that I believe that Golden Freddy is the vengeful spirit, and I don't think that Crying Child would be vengeful. Because in that situation, you only have
Somebody
the Crying
hasn't
Child
seen my
being the
song.
only Golden Freddy.
Whoa.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
God
that's what I
Kaufman
mean,
is
is
the best writer on
It's
earth.
funny that we have more like game references to the name Cassidy than Henry. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone made up a good point earlier that the Cassidy princess thing, like obviously that could have just been removed because that wasn't the intention, that the Golden Freddy was the princess and it was misinterpreted. But you could also argue that regardless of the intention, the clarification and removing that name wasn't to do with the princess itself, but actually relating the name Cassidy to a golden thing, which would also be the reason you got rid of the Cassidy kazoo. Because why would you get rid of the Cassidy kazoo if
yeah.
it didn't mean the Cassidy wasn't the Golden Freddy name, because it's a yellow
Because it was
kazoo.
misleading and making people think it was Golden Freddy when it was really the puppet.
It was the vengeful spirit,
Exactly.
Andrew.
All right, that's a good note to send
My
Rye
victim
off
is-
on then.
Yeah,
Thank you
Yeah.
for
I
joining
do gotta
us, but
skedaddle. Thank you for having me. This was very fun.
It's okay.
Thanks for coming
See
on.
ya.
It was awesome.
Thanks, Ray. See ya.
See you. Bye.
Yeah, there is still enough of us to play. Oh yeah, say bye to Rye, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chad,
yeah.
say bye to Rye.
There is still enough of us. Do you want to do like 2 more rounds?
Yeah,
There's
let's
still enough
do
of us to play.
like 1 or 2 more
Yeah,
rounds.
yeah, for that.
I think that's a natural
1 or 2
stopping
rounds,
point.
Okay, cool. Yep, that's good stuff. All right, we'll spin the wheel.
While you're doing that, people are saying that by victim is vengeful in the week before.
True.
I don't know if I'd say he's vengeful because
Yeah.
Ralph had nothing to do with the
He's a
bite,
bit grumpy,
so he's
that's
just,
all.
He's just as violent as any of the other spirits.
Are we saying Bite Victim or Golden Freddy? Because Bite,
Bite
Victim's
Victim.
only in the week. He's only in the week before in the phone call.
No, he attacks.
the argument
You're
is
just
that the Golden Freddy that bites you, the thing that bites you after the phone call is bite victim.
But that could also
Which is
just be applied
valid.
to Cassidy or Andrew or like anything else. Like
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think it probably
why?
is Bite Victim. That's
Why would
the
it be
technical
someone
after
else?
that, but
Why would it be
doesn't make
someone
you
else
vengeful.
right after the Bite Victim recording? Like, we get the Bite Victim recording, we get the 1983 code, everything's Bite Victim, and then something bites us on the frontal lobe. You know, at that point, we've got to stop. Got to stop reaching to conclusions. It's Bite Victim, or it's no one.
I mean,
Or
in my
Right.
opinion, it's God victim, but yes. So therefore, it's Bite victim, but yeah.
Destiny Network
Judge
memory.
Withered Truth.
Oh, let's go.
Attorney, Gibby's Horror Homestead.
I'm Judge Right.
Yes.
Witness,
Just so we're all
T
aware, I
Dreads.
am
Fuck the
open to
wheel. I hate the
bribery.
wheel. Witness me. I've got to go like once, but that's okay. I actually like listening to you guys talk, and it's good for chat. And then Prosecutor, Withered Circle.
Let's go.
So Withered, you are going to fuck
you're
up
going to-
whatever Gibby has to defend. Let's
Again,
spin.
wait, I already
Or
did
let's
this.
take
I
a
already
roll
did
call.
this. He dreads, I already did this. Shouldn't we
You guys
swap
want to?
roles?
Do you want to switch or
Rematch.
no?
Rematch.
Rematch,
switch or no?
really? Gibby, it's up to you.
I mean, I couldn't. I don't care.
Mm.
I don't care.
Sure, let's just stick with
Depend,
how we
let me
are.
let me see the theory first. Then I'll
Yeah,
decide.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's not. That's
Theory
not
first.
fair. That's not fair.
Okay, we're
Alright,
stuck in the
you're switching,
positions we're
fuck
in.
it.
Okay,
You're
switching? Okay, I'll be
you're
defendant.
switching.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Defending Furies is fun.
I
It's
am
more
open
fun
to
than attacking
bribes,
them.
by the way, so everyone's aware.
Yeah,
How do
everyone
we
give
bribe
me
you by
money.
sending T-Dreads money?
Give me money. Give me
No,
money.
no, 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 no.
Lamau.
I'm gonna go live.
What's
and,
your What's your
you can-
Venmo? What's your
you can do
Venmo?
it. Someone tell me how to go live with no streaming software, please.
Okay.
All right.
There we go. I have
All right.
I have amended things. Okay, let me give you. Let's see what our wheel says.
It's gonna be so peak.
What is
It's gonna be
meta
so peak.
victim?
Meta victim is the Fury that Scott Coffin's son is Bite victim.
Oh
I-
my god.
I'm kidding. I don't know. I just made that up.
Oh. Because Scott Cawthon's son is the vengeful spirit picture, right?
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
them. I think it's
Yeah.
no, it's not
Pickle
Jason.
Pepper
Jason's
says
the
this
eldest
is
one. I
just
think.
Gibby
Oh.
versus the Theory.
That's my other issue with Bite Victim. The one you should not have killed is the voice actor is obviously not doing an English accent, and that's the only signifier of the Aftons in the original series. So
I will
I
never
don't see
let
it
you
likely
leave.
being.
You're
Yeah.
staying here forever.
I'll never let you rest.
To be
Ian
fair,
Crumpets.
it's kind of hard to hear, but when
Yeah.
Bite Victim says like, "We know who our friends are. You are not one of them," they don't sound British either.
Yeah, but that's not Bite victim. That's
That's
Nightmare
true.
Fredbear.
But yeah,
you
you
know,
could argue it's not literally the Bite
New
Victim speaking
Fury,
in that. You could
Night-
just argue it's a
New
different.
Fury, Nightmare Fredbear, Quadri.
That's true because Baby
Mhm.
doesn't. Baby doesn't have a British
True.
accent.
Yeah.
So
Alright,
T-Dreads.
I'll send it to you in a sec. Hold on.
This is this. Okay, don't react to it. Don't react to it. Don't make any noises because I want to see this purely
Okay.
for myself. I want to know if it's peak or
Okay.
mid. It's probably gonna be
Okay.
mid, knowing my luck. But you know what? I'm up for anything.
People saying Gibby sweep as if I haven't lost all of my arguments so far.
Look,
We have
look.
people saying
This is the time you win. Okay.
uh,
This is the time you
it
win.
looks like people from Nervous's stream are here. Um,
All right. Let's see what we
Remember the old-
got. Oh no!
The old theory that
Oh
William
no!
stole
I hate this one.
Yes.
Oh,
I
Gibby
hate this
sweep.
one.
Gibby sweep.
Oh no, you're not sweeping because this theory actually
Oh.
makes sense. It's just I just hate it.
Okay.
Okay,
it's a Frights
reading.
fiction. Imagine.
If it's Frights fiction, if it was Frights fiction, I'd leave. Like I would give up. I wouldn't do this one. Okay, let me read. I gotta
Alrighty,
walk
ready?
in. Chat. This theory, I hate it. It's Charlie died in 1987. It's so mid. It's so mid, but I'm gonna try to defend it. Wish me luck.
No, not. I was being like sarcastic. It's the Scott Cawthon writing habits one.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to make it like a sub donation goal.
Okay.
Oh,
And Prig sub, I got it.
Dude, that video's gonna
picked
be
up what
so
you're putting
annoying.
down.
Oh my god,
Low-
this is.
low-key,
Oh my
though.
god, this is actually gonna be peak because I just came up with more evidence for this
Oh,
theory.
God.
Just with the
Oh,
last
no.
one,
Oh, no.
when I was defending Cassidy Puppet retcon, I invented the sixth grave on the hill evidence. That wasn't in the original doc. I came up with a bunch of evidence to protect
Yeah.
that theory. I still lost, but you know. Okay, I think I'm ready.
He
It was
dreads.
so funny. It's so funny because both of the things that came up were like what I was talking about in the logbook stream
Mhm.
that we did. It was like That was like word for word what I was going through.
I actually
I know,
I
I'm the
missed like an
opposite
hour
of
of I missed like an hour of that stream, sadly, but it was still cool. I managed to
Yeah,
see
no,
most
that's
of it.
fair.
Okay, no, I think I'm ready. If Gibby's set.
All right, are we?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm locked in. I'm definitely paying 100% attention to this argument so I can
Withered
destroy it.
Circle, present Charlie 87.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie 87. Now, this is a little bit of a controversial theory because a lot of people tend to headcanon that Charlotte dies before the MCI. However, I have many rebuttals that my defendant has given me. Now, let's begin with what is given to us in FNaF 2, which is the game where Charlie's death is first introduced, where we're first introduced to the puppet. We are given a lot of indication in that game about when in the timeline this happens. Now, during the events of FNaF 2, Ralph tells us that there's an ongoing investigation that's allegedly unrelated to Fazbear Entertainment, which is a recent crime outside the establishment. That is not the missing children incident, because that happened in 1985, 2 years earlier. Now, Ralph tells us during that phone call where he says, whatever's going on out there has nothing to do with our establishment. A reminder that Charlotte Emily was murdered outside a location and left outside of Freddy's. Whatever's going on out there, while all the other murders that William did were kept like inside the Fazbear buildings. Everything else happened on site, let's say, on site. Now, the puppet is a very important part of FNaF 2. And we see the puppet in the security puppet minigame go up to Charlie and lie down next to her. Which means that this is setting up the puppet becoming a key antagonist of FNaF 2. Now, Gibby, if you're gonna rebut this by saying, oh, but this call happens during FNaF 2's gameplay, I think the calls are pre-recorded, so there you go. Just for future reference, because this will be important in a little bit. Now, there is extra evidence from Help Wanted 2, actually, from the grave order, because the correct order of graves in that game leads you to the secret of the Bonnie mask. And now, a reminder that the last, candle, the last puppet that you kind of honor when you're doing the little ritual with lighting the little fires on, lighting them up, the last one is a puppet. All the other MCI kits come before, and the puppet is the last one. And there's more, because you know how Midnight Motorist is heavily tied to Charlie's death? You've got Later That Night, you've got the rain, the sound effects, you've got William, who's driving back home. I know you don't believe William's the Midnight Motorist driver, but there's a lot of indications. In 5 Laps at Freddy's, which gave us near confirmation that William is the driver, you know what else we see on the purple car? That's right, we see 2 dice that say 8 and 7, which is a number normal dice don't have, meaning this is very intentional. 1987, the date that Charlie died. And the reason that Henry increased security measures in FNaF 2 was a response to the MCI, and William went to kill Charlie just to mess with Henry and be a troll. I rest my case.
Gibson.
I just have so much. I don't even know where to start with this. All right, let's just begin with the line. A wound first inflicted on me by Mr. Henry himself.
It's Sammy.
Anyone today saying, "Oh, it's Fright's the fireman. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that." There's no way that that's what Scott was intending when he was trying to end the series back then. Clearly, the intention was that Charlie was the first death. Second, the idea that the FNaF 2 location, that those phone calls are pre-recorded. The newspaper at the end of the game says the location was only open for a few short weeks. We only get the indication based on the numbering on our paychecks that we are the second night guard there. Jeremy's the second night guard. We know the first one was William, and then us, and then Fritz for one night. So the idea that Charlie was killed during / slightly before the events of FNaF 2 would mean that while William was actively the night guard, he also showed up to his place of work to kill someone, and that the people who work there, phone guy, doesn't even know who Henry is, because he says that they need to get in contact with the old owner of Fredbear's Family Diner. He doesn't even know who that is, but his daughter was just killed out there that week by someone who currently works there. That makes absolutely no sense. I will also say that the idea that Charlie died years after the others, but they were still possessed is kind of questionable, because we know that they were possessed during the first FNaF location, based on the newspapers in FNaF 1, saying that it shut down because the animatronic suits were, bleeding agony, basically. And if the puppet's the one who haunted them, even if they were in the suits for like 2 years before they became haunted, it would be questionable about why the original location would have shut down if the suits weren't already haunted.
Is that all?
Interesting.
Is that all?
Yeah,
Because
Anyone want to call a
I'm not-
witness?
I'm not going to start the Midnight Motorist argument, but we'll just say that.
I have
There you go.
rebuttals to make.
Anyone?
May
Okay,
I?
go for it.
All
He
right.
gets one objection. Yeah, he gets an objection.
Objection. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So sick guitar riff or whatever the instrument there is. So now, what I need to say is that about the whole like the original restaurant owner. Phone guy isn't talking about Henry, he's talking about William. Because William had to go into hiding after the MCI. Now, they don't know that he did the MCI. Yeah, actually, you know what? Just give me a second, I'll be right back.
What?
Okay, teachers, you want to
The
say
attorney has
something?
left the court.
Objection.
Is that allowed?
I'm going to take
Bye.
5.
I gotta piss.
The court.
Give me a
is,
second, I just
is
fished the truth
recessed?
out of my
I don't know.
pocket. No, I just fished the truth out of my pocket. How dare you say recess? No,
He used Google. He's cheating.
I didn't use
use
Google.
Oh,
No, I didn't use Google, I swear on my life.
The phone in your
Can't say you
pocket.
use like
No, there was just
Safari or
okay.
something as a kid.
I did not use any
Hyperdroid's
browser.
here. Hi. Hey, Hyperdroid.
Okay, time to impress Hyperdroid. I lost my train of thought. I remembered it. So he's not talking about Henry. He's talking about William because William went missing after the MCI, and no one knows that he did it. They suspect him, but they don't know. Now, a reminder: the original restaurant owner. Sure, while William and Henry did sort of co-found Fazbear Entertainment, Henry was always the engineer guy. William was the business person. He's the one who controlled the locations. He's the one who owned them. He's technically the CEO of Fazbear Entertainment. He's the one who created Afton Robotics, and he has control over.
In the books.
No, like in the games as well, we have indication of this fact. Also, novel trilogy, which is something that novel trilogy is something different from Frights and Tales. We can take information from the novel trilogy because they're applicable. They are like, it can be mixed and matched. But like he's the CEO guy. Like he has a board of people in sister location, and he's apparently like the main guy, like the chairman or whatever he's called. So. Basically, they'd be looking for William, the original restaurant owner, and not Henry, who's the engineer. And Henry would be working in FNaF 2, making the toy animatronics with the facial recognition system. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I kind of lost my train of thought when I totally didn't use it there for a second. I actually didn't.
Oh, lordy.
Does anyone want to call a witness, or are you happy with me interjecting and asking something?
You can ask something.
Okay, so it's a piece of evidence I have not yet brought up, and I'm not arguing it in one way or the other. I would like both sides to explain the first of all, the give gifts, give life minigame, and second of all, the line from Ralph where he asks, or he mentions that he never liked the puppet. It's always thinking and it can go anywhere. I would like both parties to give their interpretations under their own respective theories, how these fit into the story at large.
Kibby, do you want to go first, or how do we do it?
Yeah,
I'll go first. Doesn't matter.
Sure.
Okay, so give gifts, give life. Whether or not you believe Afton stuff or puppet stuff doesn't really matter. I just think that it's mostly agreed upon that this is the puppet giving life to the animatronics. That's what it's called. Meaning that before the puppet, before Charlie's death, the other animatronics cannot be alive. So if Charlie's killed last, if Charlie's killed 2 years after the others, it means that the bodies are in the suits, but they're not possessed yet, which I think is very questionable. I think that'd be a very questionable reading of the series. And then Ralph's comment that, oh, I don't like the puppet, it's always thinking, seems to imply that he has a lot more experience with the puppet prior to just the week that FNaF 2 location has been opened. He obviously worked at the original Freddy's location where the MCI happened, and theoretically the puppet would have been there too, and he wouldn't have liked it back then. I don't think he's going to be sitting there being like, yeah, I never liked that puppet thing for the last week that I've been working here with it. I think he has a longer period of time working with it after it was possessed by Charlie, and therefore Charlie did not die a week ago. And that's my answer.
With its circle.
Now, okay, give gifts, give life, and this also goes with my personal belief that the calls are pre-recorded. Some of them are. In my opinion, the first 4 calls are pre-recorded, and nights 5 and 6 are live, because the tone of those calls is much different than the other ones. But that's beside the point. So, my defendant believes that the puppet, that give gifts, give life is the puppet giving life to the animatronics. Now, there is an important thing to note here. We do not have any indication that the animatronics were possessed before 87. Because in the Save Them minigame, which happens during more or less around the time frame of FNAF 2, is the first time we see them move. Now, the only one moving is Withered Freddy, because the puppet told him to move, because the puppet kind of commands him to move, which would be more or less right after Give Gifts, Give Life, because Give Gifts, Give Life happens in a square room, and the back room in Save Them is also square. The animatronics are in a similar position, kind of like one in each corner of the room, and maybe Save Them happens right after Give Gifts, Give Life, in my defendant's idea of the lore, which is valid. Now, we don't have any indication of possession before FNAF 2, because those newspapers are purely about hygiene concerns. There's no agony bleeding. That's specifically blood and mucus, specifically. Particularly around the facial area. Now, remember what Phone Guy says after, if in the case that we get stuffed in FNAF 1. He says that you'll be forcefully stuffed into the animatronic suit and there will be a lot of damage, particularly around the facial area, which is where all the blood and mucus is coming out of after the missing children incident. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was all on Wither's.
I have one
Regarding
more thing
Ralph's-
to say.
Oh, and Ralph's,
I would like to clarify regarding
the puppet thing.
Yeah.
What, Judge?
I would just quickly say that line doesn't matter. I never liked that puppet thing.
Okay, I have one
Okay.
more thing. The
Go
FNAF
for
2
it.
Nightmares, where we see the puppet with the original classic
Thanks, Luke.
animatronics on stage in the FNAF 1 location. The puppet in the FNAF 1 location having nightmares during FNAF 2. The puppet was clearly around and doing stuff in the original location. Many people believe those nightmares to be the actual events of Give Gifts, Give Life. If Charlie didn't die into the FNAF 2 location, why is the puppet flying around staring at you through the eyes of the suit in the FNAF 1 location? I rest my case for a third time.
Okay, the cases have been rested three
Many
times with the
times.
charm.
We've rested a lot of
Um,
times.
Witness, please put it to the vote, because that's how it works in the court
Let me
system.
read Don Bongo real quick though. Do you guys think Phone Guy this is from a donation? Do you guys think Phone Guy says that in FNAF 1 does he go those older models shouldn't be able to move around during the day or something like that? Does he
says that in
say
FNAF
that
2.
because FNAF 2 is the first instance of possession?
He says that in FNAF 2. He doesn't say that in FNAF 1.
Yeah, he says Phone Guy says they
Oh,
shouldn't be
okay.
able to move because FNAF 2 is the first.
Thank you,
possession.
random citizen. You just made my point
Oh.
stronger.
Interesting. That's actually a very interesting point.
Actually, that's very interesting. Chat, keep that in mind when you vote for me.
Oh my gosh.
What does that have to do with this?
No, it can be important because it means that the animatronics
Alright,
weren't
I'll put it-
possessed. Which means that, whatever. Yeah, put up the poll. Let's see who wins.
Put it to the vote.
Leave it to the people. And this is the last
Okay,
one, right? We've been
poll.
going for 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, do you wanna stop
I
after
actually
this?
do have a bit of a rebuttal. I do have a bit of rebuttal to that.
After
when we're done
so-
voting, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do it
Okay.
now. Yeah.
I am interested in hearing it. I just,
I'll be really surprised if everyone votes.
I think I'm gonna. We'll see. We'll see what the results are. I think I have a good idea of
Don't
what
Don't say
the
who you're
results.
surprised about.
Yeah.
I think I
swinging
think
the
I have
vote.
I think I have a good idea of what the vote is gonna be. Overwhelmingly for me, isn't that right, Chad?
Alright, it's there. I want to see who everyone's voting for.
Isn't that right, Chad?
Isn't that right, Chad? Go.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh God, I know. I
Can we
know.
get it to 87% on Gibby?
Yeah, fight of 87%. 87%. No higher.
Give him 14% and nothing more.
Wither's getting cooked.
No.
Hmm.
I hate this theory so much, but I can't.
I wish it was 13 theory, because then it'd be like the it would work very well
87,
with
13, yeah.
87.
87.
To become
Honestly, the way you presented it, Wither Circle, that was not nearly as bad as I expected it was gonna be.
100.
I think I did good. I think I did good. I do.
It's
I
an
tried my
interesting
What do we
best.
one
think?
because like
It's one of my least favorite
Charlie
theories.
First-
I actually
Charlie
hate this.
First is already like a like controversial thing, but I don't know if this makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think I think I'm gonna rule on the side of the people
Sorry,
once
Charlie
again.
last.
By how much did I lose?
go with Gibby.
How much did I lose by?
I think it was like 38.
It was 38 to 61.
Okay, you know what? I'll take that. That's not that bad. I was expecting worse.
Which those don't add up.
Yeah, they
Wait,
don't.
61, 38.
YouTube's fault. YouTube's fault.
I think it only
people,
goes to
people that
99.
didn't vote. People that didn't vote or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Maybe.
So the idea of Charlie coming after the MCI, I dislike it in concept. I think there is some evidence for it, but I think it's an interesting one. I don't think 87 makes sense as the year.
Yeah,
I think
no, for
either
sure.
like 85 or 86
It's
makes more sense.
Yeah.
In response to the line where Ralph says like, "Oh, the older models shouldn't be able to walk around, but if they do," the problem with that is that on later nights he also brings up like, "Oh, did Foxy ever appear in the hallway?" So the fact that they move is something known to them. They shouldn't be able to move is very true. Like they don't really know why, but they just kind of are like they shouldn't be able to. But just in case they do, because we've heard that they can sometimes. I also think Ralph hasn't ever been a night guard before this, so he hasn't personally experienced it. He's only heard the rumors, which is something he brings up in the week before as being like regrettable to him that he didn't believe people more, as people won't believe him after this. But Charlie Last is interesting.
Charlie Last
changes a lot.
Would we all agree? What did I say? I gotta ask a question though. Would we all agree that this was better structured than the last collab?
Absolutely.
I was trying to make sure I had.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even though there were like
okay,
3 times less people, it was still much better structured.
Well, still, yeah.
By the way,
T
Dreads.
The
only thing that I think we could have done better is that you stole all of my viewers, all of them. And I think that we either should have done only I stream or only you stream. And in the future, probably only you stream.
Okay. We can do that next time.
You're better at managing streams, I think, than I am, because I had like a super limited time frame. And you're just better at that.
I've just been doing it for longer is all.
Yeah, but
I think
basically,
it makes sense to have
we shouldn't do multi-streams. It's what happened with the last collab. Raven got like 10 people and you got like 500. Yeah. I think we should
okay.
Other than that,
next time I'll just let you take it if you want.
Other than that,
I feel
smooth like butter. Smooth like butter. I think it was perfect.
Okay.
No hard feelings, by the way. It was still sick. I had tons of fun.
So fun. Okay. If you want, I mean, you could get like the highlight video if you want. Those usually do really well.
Yeah, I suppose I could make the highlight video.
If you want to. Yeah.
I'll probably make one. My Midnight Motorist video, my Midnight Motorist highlight one did pretty well. They're easy to edit, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we'll probably have you do the highlight video then, and then I'll just do my thing because those usually do well when we do this kind of thing.
Yeah. So. Well, good. That's an agreement.
All right.
People are asking for a round 2.
We'll do round 2 like in the
some other time.
Maybe April because I have
to find a new panel.
Yeah, we'll get a new panel.
And we'll try to do a good. Sorry, I mean Withered's chat heard it, but Withered and I were planning something. I had my mic off just then. Withered and I were planning something. It's gonna be litty. So.
Yeah. Epic planning thing.
And let me know if you need help with it, because I'll.
No, 100%. I'll let you know.
Okay.
So
she's always nervous. I think is streaming right now. So we're finishing up, right?
Everyone go raid nervous.
I'm not sure.
You can't raid on YouTube. You can't raid on YouTube.
Oh, that's lame.
Just everyone go to She's Always Nervous. Go watch her stream. Show her tons of love.
Yeah.
Every spam money.
Chat, that's gonna do
Theory
it.
Chum.
That'll do
Gift
it for today.
20 memberships.
Big podcast.
New podcast tonight.
Stay tuned for the podcast
tonight. 2 hours and 40 minutes talking about Scott Cawthon's writing. 2 hours and 40 minutes analyzing Scott Cawthon as a writer. Gonna be good. In preparation.
Everyone go watch it.
We will not do one more round right now, but if you want one, you should subscribe. You should subscribe to everybody on here with their circle.
We'll definitely do another stream like this, maybe in April. April, I have things planned for April. April's gonna be a big month.
I'll reach around to like guests and shit. Oh yeah, let me get the link to Nervous's stream. Okay, I want you all to go in there and say 14 raid.
Everyone go to the stream. Say 14 raid. 14 raid.
I'll paste it.
Raid that 14.
I'll paste it. It's gonna be 14 raid. Do.
14 raid.
All right. 14
ready,
raid.
Chat? I'm gonna spam it for him.
All right, chat.
Oh, she just noticed.
This was fun though, and I think chat. How did she notice?
Bye, chat.
Because 14 raid in the thing. Bye, everyone.
Bye, chat.
Oh, damn it.
Bye.
All right, see you guys.
Bye, guys.
I gotta paste the link to her
Bye-bye.
stream real quick.